Hello and welcome to another Anyone Can Play Guitar video. This will be the second video in our major scale, how to actually play major scales series. So in the first lesson we looked at the first pattern, and this one we will be looking at the second pattern. Alright, so we're sticking around with the key of G, so we want to play pattern 2 in the key of G as well. Alright, so the way this works is the first pattern we played, we started on an actual G note. In this case, pattern 2, so that would be the first note of the scale, first note of the G scale. In pattern 2, we're going to start on the second note of the G scale, which would be A. So A then is up on the 5th fret of the 6th string, and we'll go from there. So in this case, we start with our first finger, and since I haven't circled this on the chart because this is not the root of our scale, it's the second note of the scale. We'll see the roots as we go through. Alright, so in this one, has an interesting shift in it, so it's a concept that we'll see in our other patterns here and there. So here's how this one starts. A, again we're still playing the notes of a G scale. B, so 1, 3, fingering wise. C, D. Alright, now here's where we do our shift. So we would normally, if we're kind of laying out our fingers one per fret, we would go and use our third finger there. But the next note that we want to play is going to be up here on the 4th fret of the 4th string. So to make that easier on us, we're going to go 1, 4. So we're not going to use our third finger there. We're going to use our 4th finger for that E note, and that's going to let us more easily reach up with our index finger to hit the F sharp note. And we go up a half step from there and we get to G. So this is our first root note in this particular pattern. That's the actual G that we're playing. So there's A, B, C, D. Alright, now here we're going to shift back up, because if I go here, that's not the note we need. We have G, A, B, C, D. We need an E note. E is not right here. E is up 1. So we're going to shift our whole hand up 1 to E, F sharp, G. There's our next root note right there. And then to finish it off, A, B, and C. Same notes as we played on the 6th string played down there on the bottom too. So we have this. There's that pinky. And then we shift. Shift back. So the key parts of this are going index to pinky there, and then making this shift here, both up and down. Alright, now a cool thing about this too is that you can kind of hear, maybe you can, maybe you can't, as I run the scale down and then stop on that A note, it kind of lacks a sense of resolution because we are playing a G major scale and ending on this A kind of begs to go down to that G. So even as you're playing a scale that's not starting on the root is kind of always there. Your ear is always wanting to get back to that home base. Alright, so then one last thing to point out for this one is we have root notes on the 4th string and the 2nd string. Alright, so in the first pattern we remember we had roots on the 6th string, the 4th string, and the 1st string. And then now we have one on the 4th string and 2nd string. So that root note that's on the 4th string is shared between both patterns. That G right there. So we could, if we wanted to, and as you go along, you might be a good exercise to play one pattern up 1 octave until you find that common note, and then instead of finishing out pattern 1 in this case, play pattern 2 from that octave. the same as you go back down. You know, fingering kind of goes out the window a little bit when you start shifting around, but you can find ways to do that work best for you. All right, so we had, in this pattern, octaves, root notes that are on the 4th string and the 2nd string. I want you to keep that in mind. Remember to focus on your alternate picking, and pay attention to where those root notes overlap, and also practice this, right? So you practice the first one. I hope that you're coming to this video having practiced that one a lot, got it down. So now practice this one as well. So here's another, again, where the octaves matter, because say you're doing what I suggested and you pull out C. Okay, so I'm playing in the key of C. Well, this pattern doesn't start on C. So you'd have to know to go to C up on the 8th fret and then start the pattern 1 whole step higher up on the D. That kind of thing. All right, so that's it for pattern 2. Thanks for watching. Leave any questions or comments in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.